this is Rose with Rosie, Posie, Ponderings, and I'm here today to talk with you about CBD oil and the best way to get CBD oil. There are lots of different types, and you want to make sure that what you're putting in your body is the healthiest, safest CBD oil possible. So today I want to talk about the differences in the CBD oils out there that are not good for you, sometimes actually bad for you and can be harmful, and how you're going to be able to tell the difference. Okay, so the first thing you want to make sure is that your CBD oil is harvested the correct way. So there are several different ways to harvest CBD oil, and I don't have it memorized, so I'm going to have to look at this. All right, one of the best ways to harvest is by cold pressing. All right, and that is done. The hemp seed oil is rich in nutrients and is a good addition to any diet, but only contains a very small amount of cannabinoids, as it is made from just the seeds of the plant. The oil is obtained by simply pressing or grinding the seeds at a temperature that's lower than 120 Fahrenheit. It retains its nutritional value and flavor. Hemp seed oil certainly can be added to the CBD supplements as a base for these products. CBD oil extracts tend to be thicker and therefore more difficult to handle. For this reason, mixing them into hemp seed oil base can solve this problem. Several CBD products on the market do in fact do this. However, cold pressing is a good technique for obtaining hemp seed oil. It's not useful for CBD oil production, as CBD oil is obtained from the plant seeds and stalks. So what are some ways to extract the CBD hemp oil? And we're wanting the CBD in our hemp oil. If you just get hemp oil and it doesn't say in there that it's got the CBD in there, then you're not getting your cannabinoids. You're not getting the good stuff, okay? You want to make sure you're getting the healthy nutrients that your body needs. That those phytonutrients are missing if you're just getting hemp seed oil. You want to make sure that your hemp seed oil also contains cannabinoids, all right? Then there's the Rick Simpson method. The Rick Simpson method is a popular method, and it's usually used for marijuana, but it can be used for hemp as well, and it uses petroleum and naphtha as solvents. All right, the problem with that is you're going to have some of that solvent still left in your product when you get done. Okay, that's not a good thing. It is not the best choice if you're looking to obtain CBD rich oil. Not to mention, it's also considered unsafe due to the residues that may remain from the solvents and potentially interfere with one's immune function. So you do not want your CBD oil to come from the Rick Simpson method. All right. Then you have extraction with ethanol or olive oil. These are both considered safe ways to extract the CBD oil. But again, it has its drawbacks, okay? The good part about it is that the technique is simple. It only requires to heat the oil up to 200 Fahrenheit and filtering the extract. The bad part is that this extract cannot be concentrated. So although it does contain CBD, in order to see significant health effects, you need to consume large amounts of this oil, and we don't want to do that. So that's not a very effective method either. Then we have the supercritical CO2 extraction. This is the method that you want to make sure that your oil is extracted by this, okay? So we're going to look at this. Finally, the more expensive, which you're not going to see it as often because this is more expensive, non-toxic and extremely efficient method to obtain CBD oil is CO2 extraction. This requires complex equipment and expertise, but uses safe solvents and ensures highly potent and pure extract. The CBD oil obtained through supercritical extraction is full-spectrum cannabinoid-rich product with numerous health benefits. The oil is transparent and has an amber color, being more qualitative than the fluid obtained through the previously mentioned techniques. You can read more about this here, so read a little bit more about it. All right, so what is CO2 extraction? If this is the best method, we should probably know what it is so that we'll know what we're supposed to do, right? Okay, one of the most popular methods used to extract hemp oils is alcohol extraction. It's popular because it's cheap and easy, but it's not the best. Not only is the CO2 extraction a better method at extracting the full spectrum of nutrients, it's done at cold temperatures. The alcohol extraction used by other competitors requires the hemp alcohol mixture to be boiled for extended periods. The heat can not only damage the sensitive nutrients, it can cause many volatile oils to be evaporated out of the mixture. So you end up with an oil that can be damaged and maybe lacking some of the components required for proper synergy. CO2 extraction does not contain any synthetic cannabinoids and is not an isolate. It contains everything that is naturally occurring in the original plant. You want to get the synergistic interaction of phytonutrients in their complete balanced form that many scientists believe offer the most benefits. So that's what you want, okay? The extraction is safe, sustainable, and superior. It uses state-of-the-art technology. Equipment is used. We take harmless carbon dioxide, CO2, take that harmless carbon dioxide, compress it to upwards of 10,000 psi. That's 300 times greater than a car tire pressure. 300 times greater than a car tire pressure. At these extremes, CO2 becomes supercritical, where it possesses the properties of both liquid and a gas at the same time. It is very cold, so it does not harm any heat-sensitive nutrients like enzymes or vitamins. The supercritical fluid is exceptional non-toxic solvent. When added to a nutrient-rich hemp, it fully liberates the entire treasure of phytonutrients hidden within. The CO2 is then released and recycled, leaving a highly concentrated, totally pure extract that is more easily digested and assimilated. All right, so there's your first thing. You want to make sure that your CBD oil is CO2 extracted. All right. The next thing you want to make sure is that your CBD oil is third-party tested. Okay. You want to make sure that you can find it easily, that some third party that can be objective has tested the CBD oil. Well, what have they tested it for? Well, you not only want them to test for the CBD to make sure that the levels in the product you're getting are actually there, because if you're using a heat method or an alcohol method, they can say there's CBD in there. Yeah, there was CBD before they started the extraction method, but is there still anything in it? So you want to make sure that there are still good levels of cannabinoids in your CBD oil, or it's going to do you no good. The next thing you want to make sure is you want to make sure that there are no toxins. Okay, we're surrounded by toxins. You want to make sure that your product is not influenced by things like lead, arsenic, acetone, alcohol. There's a whole list of things that could be in there. Petroleum. You want to make sure that yours is free of that. If you see a third-party lab test done on your product that you have, and it says NA or NT, not tested, on all of those things, you do not want to buy that product, okay? They've either not tested it because they don't want you to know what's in it, or they haven't bothered because they don't care, all right? So you want to make sure you're putting the best in your body possible. So that will not be a good option. All right, the next thing you want to make sure of is you want to make sure that your product is organic and non-GMO, all right? Non-GMO means they have not messed with the plant. They have not done anything to it to maybe put pesticides inside it, like they've done a lot of corn and soy products nowadays. Most of them, it's very hard to find organic. Most of those are GMO products, and you'll see GMO on a lot of your labels. It's very rarely that you'll see non-GMO on a label. But with your CBD oil, you want to make sure on your health journey that you are putting organic, no pesticides, no toxins, no extra icky chemicals in your CBD oil, and you want to make sure it's non-GMO, that they haven't messed with this plant, that it is the original plant that we have been given, all right? The next thing you want to make sure of is that your plant is grown in the USA, okay? There are some places that sell this. You know, you don't want to get it from China, you don't want to get it from Mexico. The one that I use comes from Kentucky. You want to make sure your CBD oil is from the United States, and that it's not getting shipped in from somewhere where they don't really necessarily have the same standards. You want to make sure you're getting those good standards. You want to make sure that your THC levels are within the guidelines for the U.S., because now that it's legal, the legal amount is 0.3% for each measure of dry weight. Another thing that's really important, this is something you cannot get from anybody else. The company that I go through and that I work with, they do what is called a dry lock seal. This is a proprietary seal, so that means it's the only company that's doing this. That is why I use this product in particular. If you go to a barn where they are harvesting hemp, they've hung this hemp up from the ceilings and they're letting it dry, when that process happens, first off, you lose your phytonutrients. Okay, you have 120 cannabinoids. You want a full spectrum of cannabinoids. When you take your CBD oil, you want to make sure that you're getting everything that you can out of it. So when you go and you look at how they're harvesting this and you see it hanging from the barns drying, in the drying process, you naturally will lose some of those phytonutrients. And you don't want to lose your phytonutrients. You want to keep those. So that's one big problem. The other problem is that when they're drying like that, they're getting mold, they're getting yeast, they're growing stuff that's not naturally found. In fact, if they do a third-party lab test, it should test for mold, it should test for yeast. If you don't see those things tested in your third-party lab test, that's a problem too. You want to make sure there's no mold and no yeast. Okay, so this dry lock, within 4 minutes of harvesting with the CO2 extraction, then the company puts this in this dry lock seal. It locks in the phytonutrients. It locks out the harmful mold and yeast and anything else that can grow on there, and it keeps it all intact. So you're getting a good, better product than you can get anywhere else. That is why I have chosen to use the HempWorks CBD oil. And if you'll wait for a minute, I'll have my link up there and you can check it out. You can also become an affiliate. This is the best company for selling CBD oil that I have found. And if you want to become an affiliate, you can. You can check my link out at the end. But I will just say those are the things you want to make sure that your hemp is CO2 extracted. You want to make sure it's non-GMO. You want to make sure it's organic. And if at all possible, get that dry lock seal. I know that that's something that you don't, if you're getting other CBD oils, you may not get that. You also want to make sure that you've got the third-party lab testing and that lab testing is thorough. And if you don't see all of those things in your product, I know you can't see the dry lock seal unless you are using HempWorks, but you want to make sure at least you have all the other things, even if you can't get the dry lock seal. And if you get the other things and they do the third-party lab testing and they show the mold and the yeast, you may want to swap products. So I'm just letting you know what the best product out there is that I have found after doing a lot of comparison, making sure that I have the correct product, the best product for my body. So those are the things you need to look for. I love to research. I love to check out things. So ask questions, put comments, and I will see if I can find the answers for you. This is a Rosie Posie Ponderings.